are you? So, let's continue with the chapter 2 of that story that we read yesterday. Isaac must stop the argument. Damla was on his way to school. He broke the wind repeatedly. The gas that came out of his system was very hot. The smell could kill all the fish in the river. He felt like going to the toilet. There was no one in sight. He doubled his stride. He wanted to get to the school before emptying his bowels. After running for a while, his stomach kept rumbling. The pool wanted to come out on hindered. Presently, the school was still very far. If he tried to make it to the school, he could shit in his shorts. To prevent that from happening, he had to look for any available place to empty his bowels. A bush was close by, so he rushed down there and unbuttoned his shirt. Before he stood to offload the luggage in his tummy, the mountains of pieces had touched down. So that's why it's in new words of the passage. Yes. Sunday. Okay. So let's continue. They came in rapid succession. Rapid succession. The first one stood on the ground like a huge iroko tree. It had a smooth summit at the steaming base. A smooth summit at the steaming base. The second one stood near the first one like a statue. Like a statue. You know what a statue is?
Yes, sir.
Who can tell me? You are going to see it that doesn't move. Like those images that is molded, you understand? That is unmovable. Without a flat base, the third mountain was very small. The peak was not hot and steamy. A short while later, the mountains were swamped. By green-headed flies. They had come to have their own share of the luggage. They made a noisy as they strutted about on the excrements. Strutted. Damela released some hot urine from his body in torrents. It made a small hole on the ground as it landed there. He groaned as he let out the final mounds of pieces. He groaned as he let out the final mounds of the faces. He breathed heavily after doing this. He spat on the ground soon afterwards to celebrate the successful accomplishment of the feat. Now he needed to clean up. He reached for some leaves in front of him, yanked them out with his hand, and used them to clean up. He was done in a split of a second. He pulled up his shirt, buttoned the flap, and then fastened his sneaker belt. He then breathed heavily as he stepped out of the bush. He reached for his bag on the ground, took it and strapped it to his back, and shortly after, he continued his journey to school. He was now sweating profusely. He heard the sound of the bell being rung as he school compound. He was happy that he had not been late to school. It was assembly time. All the children were already gathering for assembly. After saying their prayers, the national anthem was sung and the pledges recited. They were dismissed after the head teacher had addressed them. At break time, Damilola went to play with a classmate of his under the huge mango tree in the school compound. The name of the boy was Joseph. Joseph was fair in complexion boy with very bright eyes. He was very hardworking and intelligent. How are you preparing for the forthcoming entrance examination? He asked Damilola after they had finished taking their lunch. Oh, fine, fine, replied Damilola. What do you mean by fine, fine? Asked Joseph. It is fine because people like us don't need to bother themselves study for any entrance exam, said Damilola. Why? Asked Joseph. Because our parents always do the needful, replied Damilola. What do you mean by that? What I mean is that our parents have bought the exam papers for us. Don't tell me that you are kidding. I am not kidding. I mean every bit of what I said. That is cheating. Cheating is bad. Who told you that cheating is bad? It is not bad. You know, heaven help those who help themselves. I don't see anything wrong with it. In fact, my mother told me that it's the vogue in the country now. Who can tell me of vogue? He said his mother said that it's in vogue in the country now. What's the other vogue? Now that cheating is what is common everywhere. You understand? In the country. Damilola told Pat, Damilola, don't take part in exam malpractice. It is going to affect you negatively in future. How is it going to affect me? It is going to affect you negatively in future because you end up acquiring certificates you cannot defend. Joseph, na who dem catch be Barawo. A short while later, the bell went, bringing the break to an end. You can see the second chapter. You can see his friend was telling him, what's his friend name?
Joseph.
Very good. That he should not do what? He should not partake in what? Examination malpractice. But what Damilola told him, he responded that is the best. Yes or no?
Yes.
That is the best that knows way, that knows book. And he said to him that this examination malpractice will do what? Affect him later in the future, which is the right thing. He said the right thing, yes or no? Yes. But Damilola was not ready to do what? To accept what he said. He said that his own is the right way, which is what? The wrong way. Examination malpractice is not a good at all. If you are used to it, it will affect you now and your what? And in the future. It's better for you to know what you are doing right now. So I've read out some words from the passage. Now, revise. Let us see. Bowels, tummy, luggage, succession, summit, steering, statue, peak, swans, excrement, strutted, torrent, bronze, and feces. So from here we'll continue. You understand? So write the meaning of those words.